Alrighty, fabulous fangirls, today is the launch of the Zte Axon 40 Ultra. No, I don't have a phone to review. No, I don't have any first hands or anything. They didn't ask me to do anything because they probably don't even know I exist. But after been looking at this phone, and I've been talking about Zte for a while, it's time to examine this phone, take a look at the breakdown, and determine if this is just another Android flagship that won't make a big dent, or if there is something here worth your attention. So we'll talk all about that and more on this episode, so stay tuned. Alrighty guys, so the first story, the main story of the day, is the Zte Axon 40 Ultra. Now, a little while back, I talked about Zte. I made a full podcast dedicated to the company and how I claimed they were going to be the next big thing. I had stated that they had the hardware to back it up, the specs to back it up, and the pricing to back it up. And so far, they have made some very superb smartphones for such a nice price point that's right where the competition is, but then they make a premium mid-range that almost does more than their flagship. Well, it looks like they're going to build on that as the Axon 40 Ultra is officially available today. Today is the global launch. It originally launched in China first, and now it is making its way all over the world today. You can get your pre-orders starting today. I don't have the exact figures because as of the recording of this video, it is 11:38 at night on Tuesday, so by the time this video comes out, the pre-order price will be available. And everybody from what I've seen are talking about this phone, but a lot of people also have asked the question, is this going to make a difference in any way, shape, and form? Well, after looking at the breakdown, looking at the specs, I'm here to tell you guys that this thing does have some capabilities. So one of the biggest things that I am very critical of Android manufacturers and OEMs is the big, vast competitive nature of the American market. As you know, the American market consists of only two brands, Apple and Samsung. Those are the only two brands that can go toe-to-toe in the American market. Google is slowly creeping up, OnePlus is pretty much non-existent, and everything else is kind of in the 1%. So Zte has a lot of work if they're even going to make a dent. But looking at this phone from a tech-savvy point of view, this is like Christmas Day in July, because it has the best hardware in a smartphone that I've seen in the last couple of releases, from over the Pixel to the Sony Xperia. It's amazing. A 6.8-inch AMOLED display with under-display technology, which is touting a third-generation camera that shows zero reflection of the camera lens, with 360 hertz touch sample, which means the motion that you touch, but it's 120 hertz display, a triple camera setup with all 64 megapixel sensors provided by Sony, and to top it all off, an intensive cooling system, 5,000 milliamp hours, 5G certified for the United States. This thing has everything that a flagship should have and more. And assuming that the pricing is around the $1,000 price, there is no denying there is a case to be made should you want to pick this phone up. However, with that said though, the biggest caveat is what I said just before, from a tech-savvy perspective. But you see, that's the biggest problem. The general consumer, the general audience that look at these phones probably don't even know what a refresh rate is. Hell, they probably don't even know what under-display camera technology means. I mean, unless of course you couldn't grab under the display, but that's the point. The problem is, because of the oversaturated market here in the United States, focusing only on iPhones and Samsungs, every other competitors don't get any attention or the light of day. Now, Zte could combat this with a very strong, heavy marketing promotion, but the thing that I am always against, and I say it before and I'm gonna say it again, you cannot let YouTubers be your only source of marketing. Sure, they can reach a vast majority of people, but here's the thing. They're not reaching the general consumer that sit at home and watch television or even know who these YouTubers are. You're reaching the people like me and the handful of others in other areas of the world that know the tech savvy. If you want to make sure you can get a dent, you need to get the people that don't know anything. So you have to go after Android users and convince them. You're never going to get iPhone users. I'm sorry. I know that's a very big statement for me to say, but you're not going to get iPhone users. What you can get is Samsung users. You can get Google users. You can even get OnePlus users. You can get other different variety of choices. And the biggest thing that you can also do is build your brand to build credible. Because as we know, and this is a very trending the lines here, most companies from China, there is a lot of non-belief in the companies, and I don't have to go any further than that, so you already know where I'm going. But the bottom line is this: the Zte Axon 40 Ultra is a very high capable product that shows not only promise, it shows power, it shows everything. I think the biggest problem, that, like I said, is establishing its presence. I don't think the price will be an issue because the amount of technology in this phone kind of speaks for itself. But also the last thing to really talk about, and then I'm gonna end this video early, not a big upload today, but the last thing to really note is that there are so many phones on the market. Now, of course, this isn't just to only focus on America, because then you also have the European market, you have others. But if we know anything, one thing is for sure, a lot of these companies try to break into the American market. That explains why they not only got the 5G certification for non-Europe countries, but also for Europe countries. If you guys know cellular, they are certified for N77. So big plus. Bottom line, very good device, very powerful, probably worth the price tag, but it has to distinguish itself from the pack. It has to come in and it has to be different. They can't just approach it like all other OEMs. You gotta come in and bring something to the table. And I do believe they have something here that can give the competition a run for their money. Hell, it could even give a run to the Sony Xperia 1 Mark IV, which is already positioned to be another big seller. So bottom line, ZTE, you've got some ground. You do have potential. Have a good marketing campaign, advertise, convince users, spread it on social media. I think social media is the best way to go because everybody uses it. Don't just rely on YouTubers by sending them models and giving reviews. You need to get advertisements on television, promos, ads, and lastly, most importantly, if you can, work with carriers. If you want to make a presence in the United States, definitely partner up with a carrier. That can help you a long way. I said it with Sony, I'm gonna say it again. And that's what I think they can do to make it big. But other than that, this thing is a beast. I honestly am considering picking it up. I would actually love to pick it up to see how it works. And also, just for my own kicks and giggles, it honestly looks beautiful. I mean, that display, it's beautiful. So that's the Zte Axon 40 Ultra. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think this phone is a very capable phone? Do you think it will sell well? And better yet, do you see Zte making an impact in the market share? Because we've seen many other OEMs struggle, so we'll see how they do. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, stay safe, have a good day, and peace.